From the Ear to There Travel Studio, this is the Ear to There Disney Podcast.
Welcome aboard the Ear to There Podcast, the podcast that'll help you vacation like a pro in any Disney destination. For those of you standing, please sit down and hold on throughout our journey and get ready to learn how to have the time of your life. And now, here's your host, Phil Gramlich.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Ear to There Disney Podcast. I'm your host, Phil Gramlich. I am also the owner and operator of Ear to There Travel, which is a Disney-specialized travel agency. It's my job to take away all that stress, all that anxiety, and all that time that it takes to plan a Disney trip so you can focus on the fun things like having a phenomenal time with your family and friends and enjoying the magic. You can find this podcast, my blog, or request a free, no-obligation quote over at ear2theretravel.com. So how do I take away that stress, that anxiety, and that time? Well, let me tell you. I will find the best possible price for your hotel, your resort hotel room. I will book your dining reservations, your fast pass reservations, transportation, special event tickets, golf tee times, everything at absolutely no extra cost to you. So you can think of me as the Dr. Emmett Brown to your Marty McFly. I'm going to help you achieve your goals of having just a phenomenal trip, whether it's to 1955, to 2015, or to Walt Disney World, Disneyland, or the Disney Cruise. I will help you do it, and I won't require a time machine. Well, not in most cases. I won't require a time machine to help you have a phenomenal vacation. Okay, this is episode number 105 for the week of January 8th, 2018. Now, grab a drink, grab a snack, and as a famous mouse once said, on with the show. And before we get into the topic of the show this week, of course, it is time for the What About Bob segment. This is where Disney Imagineer and legend, yes, that's right, legend, Mr. Bob Gurr, stops by each and every week to answer your questions. By now, you probably know who Bob is, but if you don't, he's the man who created the Matterhorn, not only the vehicles, but the track, the doom buggies, the submarines, the monorails. Pretty much, they say if it's on wheels and it's in Disneyland, then Bob Gurr built it, and that is true. So every week, Bob stops by and answers a question. If you have a question for Bob, you can call the voicemail. That's 267-551-1971. Or you can always email it to me at phil@eartotheretravel.com. However you get it to me, I will present it to Bob, and he will answer it on a future episode of the show. The What About Bob segment is brought to you, of course, by the Waltland Bus Tour. Each month, Bob Gurr takes a group of lucky ticket holders on a tour of Hollywood, Burbank, and Glendale, California. Bob narrates and hosts the tour, and he makes stops at all different kinds of places that are important to the history of the Disney company, and of course, very important in the history of Walt Disney himself. If you're interested or you want to get tickets, head over to waltland.com. And of course, we have to kick it off with Bob's favorite part, his theme song.
It's What About Bob, Bob Gurr, the legend, creator of the Matterhorn, the monorails and the Haunted Mansion. What about Bob, the Disney legend?
This is my friend Chuck from Magic Kingdom, from Orlando. He said, why and for how long were the parking trams used, if you know this, to shuttle people from the transportation and ticket center to the Magic Kingdom? He told me that they were used in conjunction with the monorail back in the early days to move people back and forth.
Well, at Walt Disney World, we had a peculiar situation. We had a big waterway, and we were going to move people almost exclusively by monorail from a place called TTC, or the Ticketing Transportation Center. But it became quite obvious that if we had an electrical storm and the monorail stopped running for a while, people couldn't get to and from the Magic Kingdom back to the TCC. So in conjunction with that, they decided they're going to have ferry boats. So there was a big rush to design ferry boats that could shuttle back and forth from TTC to Magic Kingdom. And then there was an issue of those boats might not get built in time. So now they're going to have parking lot trams that not only go from in the parking lot. We're going to have them go to the Magic Kingdom, and they got to go under a lagoon underpass. Well, anybody who's ever driven their car into the lagoon underpass, it's a fairly steep 2-lane road. Now the question was, we've got to move a lot of people, and we got to move them underneath that underpass, and we're going to have a very powerful tractor to do that, more than, say, the type of tractor that you would use on a flat parking lot. So we designed a tractor, and it was kind of a weird thing because the company wanted to use natural gas, but they didn't want to buy some brand new high-pressure bottles for that. So the gas engineer went out and found some used bottles, and they were weird. So the whole vehicle had to be designed around the bottles they could buy cheap. Well, what happened was, as soon as the budget department and the legal department saw the design, they said, it's too expensive. Let's go out to vendors and we'll give a vendor specification. Well, what happened was the company that was the winning bidder was a company that was building tractors that were flat tractors that run on aircraft carrier decks. But they miscalculated, and the Disney purchasing department miscalculated and did not understand what you got to do with vehicles in the real world. They bought the vehicles that meet the spec, but unfortunately the vehicles were really tiny. They were very underpowered, and we had to do a test about 2 weeks before opening of Disneyland, or Walt Disney World, and the tram did not work. These little ones, they blew the motors up. Motor lasted about a week. Transmission lasted about a week. So then they asked me to do a temporary fix on these store-bought tractors, which we did. It's kind of a stupid, crazy thing, but we had to do it, all the tractors, in order to guarantee we could get people to the Magic Kingdom. This is kind of a long-winded story, but a lot of times why things work eventually is not the way they started because of all the different business decisions that people make. In any event, the Disney was asked to resume the original design of the crazy one with the big gas bottles, and those tractors are still down at Walt Disney World today, but they're now gradually being replaced by a store-bought aircraft tug. Great big heavy machine that tows big jets around. I'll withhold my opinion of what they look like, but I think when the public begins to see that the tram that we've got now, which is weird looking anyway, I always figured that was the ugliest thing I ever designed, but when they see the new one, it is double ugly, so I don't feel so bad now. But after a long-winded answer about why we run those trams, how long they've been running, and the fact that starting next year, we will have more and more of the new aircraft tugs that will gradually replace the old ones. And then somebody will say on your program next year, well, why did they do that?
So wait.
There's more backstory than people ever understand.
Wow. So those are I didn't realize that the ones they're using now, they're the original ones that you guys came up with when the park first opened.
Yes, and in fact, if you look at Disneyland, a great number of years ago, we put brand new bodies on them, and they're much prettier looking at Disneyland, but it's the same basic old chassis. But in the meantime, they decided that natural gas didn't work, so they went to diesel, and then the diesel had so much power, it broke the rear axles, and then after a while, somebody said, well, we'll just give up and we'll make it run on either propane or natural gas. So those tractors in both parks have had their strange histories.
That question was from my friend and frequent show guest, Chuck Rodriguez. So, Chuck, thank you for sending your question in. And thank you again to Bob. I say it every week, but I'm so lucky to have a guy who just is a complete, when I say legend, that's such an understatement, is the legend in the business. He built so many amazing things in Disneyland and Walt Disney World and Universal Studios and the movies. And he worked alongside Walt Disney for years. It's such a cool thing to be able to talk to Bob all the time. So thank you again to Chuck, and thank you especially to Bob for yet again doing another episode of the show. Okay, now on to the show. "2017 was a great year for the Disney company. Disney Springs continued to open fun new restaurants and shopping locations. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is getting even closer to reality. The D23 Expo out in Anaheim, California was just a phenomenal look at what's coming in the future years and months. And there is a lot to look forward to in the future in Walt Disney World, in Disneyland, in the movies, everywhere, all over the Disney company. That's why this week I wanted to talk about our 2018 Disney resolutions. Things that my guest and I hope to achieve in our Disney trips this year. And things that we think you should try to achieve as well. Here to talk all about our New Year's resolutions for Walt Disney World with me is the Rose to my Jack. I can't think of anything else. The Jasmine to my Aladdin.
Oh, yes.
The Meg to my Hercules. I'll stop with that one. That was a good one. My awesome wife, Amy Liz. Ames, thank you for coming back on.
Thank you so much for having me. What's weird is actually how often people stop me in the middle of the street and say, "Are you Jasmine?" Because you bear such a striking
You look just
resemblance.
like her.
So that was
True.
a really good call that you picked that one.
Yeah, you look just like her.
Yeah, I get mistaken for her all the time.
All the time. It's the
That's
olive
really the
skin
problem.
tone.
That's what it is.
You're just so that same skin tone. You're not pale at all.
No.
Yeah. No, but thanks. I was just realizing that the last time we did a show was what we were thankful for in Walt Disney
Oh,
World.
you're right. That's so nice.
This is kind of cool. It kind of brings that. It's like almost like a sequel to that episode.
It is. Really good call. Go us.
Yeah. All right. We're going to high five. Listen.
We're high-fiving.
Yeah. High five. All right. We do a lot of high fives in our house.
We do.
The kids, you and I, whenever we tell a funny joke to each other, we always high five it
Yeah,
out.
it's very encouraging. It's good.
Like on Entourage, they hugged it out. We high five it out.
We high-five it
Lots
out.
of high fives
It's
in our
true.
house. Lots of hugs too.
Yeah, we're hugs.
But
Huggers.
we're
That's why we're
huggers.
always sick.
Yeah, we should stop hugging and high five.
Right, probably.
When we get excited about something, we should just go Purell.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Purell break. Great joke. Use Purell right now. All right.
I like it.
So, all right. So we wanted to talk about what we want to do. Not what we want Disney to accomplish in 2018. What we want to accomplish in Walt Disney World, right? I think that's
Exactly.
kind of the
that's
angle.
what I have, yeah. That's what
I
I
took.
thought of, at least.
So, all right. So, yeah, it's basically we want to talk about as I don't want to try to make a noise with my water bottle here, what we want to accomplish in Walt Disney World in 2018, because there's so much to do that even like people like us who were there weeks out of the year,
Right, we miss so much every
you
time.
you don't get to do a lot. Like, for example, this is what I wanted to bring up. When we were there in November, we're now recording in January of 2018. We were there in November 2017. And do you say 2018 or 2018?
I think 2018, but I think it's common to do 2018.
I think
I don't know how compelling
technically
this is,
you're
though, on your
supposed to
podcast.
say 2018, 2017, but I go back and forth. I
Yeah,
get
you
confused.
can do either. I mean, they're both acceptable.
Okay, so whatever. It's another. I shouldn't. Anyway, that's neither here nor there,
This
as
could
they
be a
say.
different podcast, I guess.
So, all right. So, like, we were there in November, and you had never done Tom Sawyer Island, and our
Correct.
kids had never done Tom Sawyer Island.
Right.
Embarrassingly,
Right.
they had never done it. So we made it a point this past trip to make sure we got over there. We took the raft over with my parents. and with their 3 kids, and we had so much fun.
It was amazing, actually. It was a
Yeah.
super fun experience, and it's really definitely underrated. I know that's a different podcast.
It is, yeah.
But-
No, that's the underrated episode. We got to do that one too. But yeah, it's something that if you haven't done it, I think
Oh my gosh, the kids
Put it on your
freaked
radar.
out.
Yeah.
They had such a good time.
absolutely. And I've only been over there. I was over there like college age, college program,
Right.
and then I was there by myself a couple trips ago when I went down for work because I was bored. And when you're listen, this sounds funny, but when you're by yourself in Magic Kingdom, it's not as exciting to just go from attraction to attraction to attraction
Because it's such a
because you're by
social-
yourself.
Right. I mean, Walt Disney World in general is such a social experience. You just want to share it, see the other person's reactions and all that.
Right,
So,
exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so, and then whenever, it's so funny, whenever I'm there by myself, I end up calling you
Yes.
like every hour. I'm like, what
You
should I
guys,
do?
he calls me like 300 times in a day.
Tell the story really quick before we get into it. What did I call you for? Something
Oh.
ridiculous?
So he was just, when were you there?
Was I in Disneyland or
No, Disney World.
In May for training.
And he called me, you guys, and it was, it was like, I don't know, middle of the day, like 2 or 3. And he goes, and first of all, he called me and I didn't answer because I was with all 3 kids. So I was like busy. So he called me like 3 times. He's like, I'm really sorry, but I really need you to call me back. Please just call me. It's like a time sensitive question. So I was like, what could this be? So I called him back and he said, Aim, I need to know this. Okay, I'm going to meet Chuck, the famous Chuck.
Chuck Rodriguez, the
And I had done
other podcast correspondent.
Right. He said, I was in training
Correspondent.
today. He's going to love that you called him a correspondent, by the
He
way.
doesn't listen to the show.
I'll have to tell him then.
Yeah, tell him to
So-
listen to this one.
Okay. Yeah, you should listen to the ones I'm on.
He should listen
He
anyway.
was my friend first.
I know. It's true.
Either way. So he called me. Phil called me and said, listen, Aim, I was in training all day. So I walked a little bit and I was like a little sweaty. Do you think that I have to take a shower before I go to meet Chuck? And I said, are you calling me to find out if you should take a shower? I'm not even there. How would I know if you should take a shower? So he finally decided that, you know what? He's worried about it enough that he should just take the shower. So he ended up taking the shower. Then 10 minutes later, he called me and said, okay, I'm really sorry. I know you're busy. This one's really important. And I said, okay, this must be real. And this time he asked me which shirt he should wear. I think it was a FaceTime call.
For guys who have been married for a while, we just celebrated our 10-year anniversary. We've been together overall over 12 years,
Yes.
and we've been friends for like 20 years, right?
Right.
It's been a long time
Wow, has it
since
been 20 years?
19, but
That's a lot.
oh no, 20 years this summer. Yeah,
Oh my gosh, that's a lot.
not quite 20, but almost. So, as a man who's been married this long, and it's not, I know we're not setting records here, it's 10 years, not 30 years, 40 years, but
It's a record for you.
it's true. It's a personal best. I just don't make decisions on my own anymore.
It's
I just
really
stopped
true.
doing that years ago because I consult you for everything.
Yes.
So-
I consult you too. Just not as much, I don't think.
No, what you do is you put a shirt on and you go, "How does this look?" And how am I supposed to answer?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's the worst. It's such
That's
a trap.
true.
It's such a trap.
That is a girl trap.
Anyway, yeah. So I forgot to make decisions. I don't know how to make decisions for myself anymore. But
Clearly.
whatever.
Either
This is
way,
the it is.
go to Tom Sawyer's Island because it's really fun.
Way to go. Good job bringing it full circle. All right. So let's talk about it. Let's get into our New Year's resolutions for Walt Disney World in 2018.
Very good.
Ames, do you want to kick it off or you want me to kick it off?
Up to you.
Nah, you go.
Okay, I can kick it off. Okay, so my first...
Ultimately, I guess it was up to me because I said no. Yeah, you go.
You're right. see how I did it, you guys? I do it all the time. You doesn't even know it. So, okay, so my first resolution, I think you're going to enjoy this one, is to meet 3 characters that I've never met. And I was making this list, I realized the other cool thing about this is these particular 3, you don't need fast passes for them. Actually, you can't get fast passes for them. But it's really cool because I realized that is a really fun aspect that I don't think that we take advantage of enough, which is just the idea that there are so many characters that you don't need fast passes for. And a lot of people don't know about them. So you can I've never seen waits for any of these guys. So you can kind of just go up and meet them and it's really fun. So my first one is Baymax, who you can meet in Epcot, right?
Yeah, at the character spot.
So that's also where you can meet Joy and Sadness, right?
Yeah, same room. Yeah, basically.
So I think what happens is everyone's like so excited to meet Joy and Sadness that they just kind of forget That little Baymax
Yeah, I
over there.
think Baymax has a shorter line in general.
I've always seen a really short line from him.
Yeah.
I don't know why we've never actually done it, but that's a super cool one. Like, for any of you guys, or of course any of you guys who have kids who love that movie, Big Hero 6, which is a great movie,
It is.
that's a great meet. I would love to meet Baymax.
It's a really cool meet and greet. It's a really neat character to meet because of his facial expressions and how he can.
Right.
Because I don't know how they do it, but he actually blinks and.
Oh, he does?
Oh yeah, it's
that's
very very
fun.
cool. And what I like about him is he can communicate somehow, even though he doesn't talk.
So he does like his hand gestures.
Yeah,
and all?
it's really really.
Oh,
cool.
yeah. So we're definitely gonna do that.
Plus, that building's air conditioned.
Oh yeah, that's a big, huge plus. You
When
guys.
it's really
Huge
hot,
plus.
that's where you go.
So even if it is a little bit of a line, who cares? Because you are not in the heat. And then my second one of the characters. Sorry, I have 3 in one. Is that okay?
Yeah, you're just kind of doing just take over the show. Apparently, this is TV show now.
But
Go
I
ahead.
just didn't think that Baymax in and of himself was
All
compelling
right,
enough.
that's fine.
So
Or Baymax. You just
sorry,
talked about how much
Baymax.
you liked them, and then now you're ripping them.
That's really true. But I just think it's cool. So then Woody and Buzz, I said, which we've never met them, or I've never met them, I should say.
We never wait for that one. No,
And so yeah, so they're right in where is it? Right
right
by
across from Midway Mania. There,
yeah, Toy Story Mania, which is so weird because I talk about that on every show, how awesome it is, but I've never met the characters right across from it. But that's a super fun meet, and who doesn't like Toy Story? And then sometimes Jessie is there, right?
I don't think so.
Oh, never mind. Don't worry about Jessie. But Woody
You
and
can
Buzz are
meet
always
Jesse
there.
over by Splash Mountain with Woody sometimes.
Oh, that's fun. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, again, there's never really a long wait because people are always just going to Toy Story
Yeah.
Mania. So go get your Fast Pass, but before, go and meet Woody and Buzz. I just think they look really fun, and I've seen really fun pictures of people who've taken pictures with them, and I just think that's a cool one. And then my last one is BB-8. In studios, which I know everyone knows, like, oh, go meet Kylo Ren and go meet Chewbacca, but I didn't even realize the BB-8 was there, and that's a fun building to check out. Anyway,
It is. It's a really cool. If you're a Star Wars fan, I mean, you can spend hours in there. Seriously. I mentioned recently on a show that the Jawas were in there. They're not in there anymore.
Oh, they're not.
took
Oh,
them
they
out.
were super fun.
Yeah, I forgot to update that episode. So if you recently went in looking for the Jawas, that's my fault. But yeah, good pick. I love Star Wars Launch Bay. I think it's a really cool
I love that
kind
whole
of.
area.
It's almost like a little preview of what's to come.
Yeah, that's a really good way to say it.
But it maintains Star Wars in the parks
Right.
until Star Wars Land is built. You have the characters. Now they have that march from the stage to Launch Bay that all the characters
yeah,
do.
I saw that. That's so cool.
So that's really neat to see that. So yeah, that's a good pick. Good first one.
Thank you.
Way to start the show off right.
See, I love doing podcasts because you're always so full of compliments.
Yeah, I'm nice actually on a podcast. Well, as soon as this turns off, I'm like, go make me a sandwich.
It's not true.
Turn the microphone off and get me a sandwich, woman. I do like sandwiches, though.
That's true. We're big fans of sandwiches. in
Big
this
sandwich.
house.
Big sandwich. I have a whole podcast devoted to sandwiches.
That's really true.
Well, it's really devoted to running, but sandwiches are a main
Sandwiches are a big
component of
part.
it. Love me some sandwiches. All right. So, my first pick, and again, that was a good one. I'm looking at this because I forgot the name of it, but it's one that I absolutely have to do in 2018. You don't have to do this. You're looking at the screen.
No, I just don't know what it is.
So there's a brand new ultra, what do they call it? Ultra reality, super reality. It's virtual reality, but it's super intense.
Okay.
Star Wars Secret of the Empire by The Void, which is now at Disney Springs. So you need to buy tickets for it.
Okay.
It is a virtual reality experience multiple people can do. So here's what happens, from what I understand. You go in, you buy your tickets in advance, so
Right.
you have it booked a certain time slot for that day. You go in and you get a backpack
Okay.
and the virtual reality headset, too, in case you fall, because this is super, super virtual.
That's
And
funny.
you have, sensors on your hands and your feet or your legs.
Cool.
So what you are, I think it's set, I'm not 100% correct on the setting. I believe it's set after the original trilogy.
Okay.
And you're like a stormtrooper or something like that. I'm not giving a great review of it right now because I've never done it.
I think it sounds really fun already.
So yeah, so the way it's pronounced, it says it on the website is, be transported with family and friends to a galaxy far, far away on a multisensory, untethered hyper reality adventure. So basically what you're looking at is you were completely immersed in Star Wars.
Oh, wow. That sounds amazing.
But it's not just you.
Right.
When you were in the game, they let you loose in like a building.
So how
And
many
you don't
people-
just sit in a chair and sit and look around. You walk.
Oh, you can walk?
You walk through this thing.
You guys, by the way, should see how big his eyes are. He's really
I
excited.
think I'm gonna do it when I go down for the Star Wars half marathon. Just make a full, which
A
I'll
Star
talk
Wars
about.
experience.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that later. The Star Wars half coming up, but that's coming up in April. But you and a bunch of your friends have these backpacks on, these helmets on,
That is really
and
cool.
you're
You
in
can do it with
Star Wars, right?
Right.
Yeah, you do it with other people. And like what I've heard is you're in a room and it's blank walls. If you were to look at it, there's nothing there. Blank walls, regular floor.
Okay. So
but-
it's safe.
Yes, but when you're looking around in the room when you have the helmet
You
on,
see.
you're in on a starship. And when you touch the wall, you hear it and feel it. And when there's power switches, light switches and stuff that you can hit in the game that will make changes.
Oh my
And
gosh,
when you
that's
walk
so cool.
on, there's a part where there's like a lava
Right.
like floor, and you're walking across the lava, and you feel the warmth in your feet,
How do they do that?
and the floor feels like you're on lava, not on a hardwood floor. I don't know how they do it.
That's
It's
crazy.
hyper reality. People have done it now, are saying it's unbelievable. You get almost lost,
Yeah,
and
of
you
course.
think you're really there. Like you communicate with the other people, you talk to them. You have to complete this adventure together. It's amazing.
That sounds ridiculously
Yeah,
cool.
and it's amazing. I can't wait to do it. It's
He's
something
really
that
excited. He's almost falling
yeah,
off his chair.
it's something that I'm really listen. I'm a big Star Wars nerd. It's something that I'm super
No,
looking
but
forward
a
to.
million people are too.
And it's not just the Star Wars aspect of it. It's
Right.
doing something like that.
Yeah, no, even
And
if
it's
it wasn't
super
Star
high
Wars,
tech
that's what
virtual
you're saying.
reality, right?
Sure, of course.
Like, do you remember the virtual reality when we were like teenagers?
Yeah, but that was really cool then.
Yeah, but like you would put a helmet on, everything was like weird, like cartoony graphics.
Right.
And it was neat. And then they did some other virtual
But this
reality
makes
stuff.
you feel like you're inside the scene.
It's not
basically.
Disney Quest, is what I'm saying.
Right.
It's not the magic carpet ride on Disney Quest
Right.
or Hyperspace Mountain or whatever it used to be called. It's you were in Star Wars.
That's
You were a
really
stormtrooper.
amazing.
You're shooting things. You're
It's like a
turning
dream
off
come
light
true
switches.
for many people.
anyway.
Turn
Yeah,
off light switches.
that's the one thing. 2018 is my resolution. My first one is to go to the Star Wars hyper reality experience. I can't wait. I'm
So
super
you
excited
just
about it.
buried my Baymax, but that was really good.
Hey, what are you gonna do? You're
It is
playing
your
with,
show.
You're playing with the big boys here, Ames. I don't mess around. All right, what's your next one?
Oh gosh, I don't know how I'm going to compete with that one. Hold on.
Well, as Amy's looking
I have
at her phone, trying to get the screen back up, I will now. Go ahead.
Okay, so you're gonna like this one because you get to talk about it.
Nice.
This is favorite.
I don't know if you've noticed it. I like to talk.
Well, you like to talk about Disney.
We both do.
I get people excited about
True.
things. It's good.
That's what this is
So-
about. This episode's all about kind of what's coming, but what we're excited about.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
do.
absolutely. Oh, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. Okay, I'm going to change one of mine. So, okay, but I'm going to do this one. Okay, so this
You ready?
one is,
Do
yes.
you need me to get you a glass of water? Maybe a snack before you
Maybe
get
a
started?
sandwich. So for me personally, but I think a lot of people probably have this resolution because it's still very new, is of course specifically to be able to go on Flight of Passage,
Yes.
obviously in Animal Kingdom, and they call it Avatar Land, right?
It's called Pandora, the World of Avatar.
Oh, I call it Avatar Land. Okay, so
That's not what
Pandora.
it's
No, clearly. Well, I haven't been to Animal Kingdom since they put that in there.
I know. Well, I wanted you to go last month or 2 months ago, but you didn't want to go.
Sorry, I had some injury related.
You did have a broken face.
So either way, no, but just in general to experience Pandora and all it has to offer. I even want to do the Navi River
Yes. Awesome.
cruise.
Navi River Journey. I like how much prep you put into this.
You told me an hour ago we were doing this. I'm doing the
Sure.
best I can here, buddy. But either way, no. So
Wait, you don't think of Walt Disney World 24 hours a day like I do? You have something else going on? God, I'm sorry.
No, but no, I mean, everybody is just obviously. So as I said, I just want to see everything in Pandora and, be there at night because everyone says it's so cool at night. And, there's a place to eat there, right?
Yeah, Satuli Canteen.
Right, so that sounds really fun. But obviously, specifically, I just feel like every time somebody goes on Flight of Passage, they are just like blown away. They barely have words. They
It's
say
like
such
you
a
come off
unique experience.
Yeah, you come off of it, you don't know how to talk. Like, duh.
Because
You just don't know what to say about it.
People are like, the world is now divided between people who have done Flight of Passage and people who haven't.
That's what my parents did it when they met us for our
They
last
couldn't
trip.
talk about it either.
They couldn't explain it. It's the funniest thing.
That's
like we
amazing,
saw them
though.
that night, right? We met up with them that afternoon,
That's right.
and we were like, "What did you think?" And
It
they
was
were like,
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. We're like, "What did you think?" And they were like, That's how people react to it. They're like, "I don't know how that happened." Like when you ride it,
Yeah,
you're
no
like,
one can figure out like how that even works.
"Yeah," and I don't want to figure it out. Like
No, of
after
course not.
riding it, I'm like, I don't want to know how to do it. I have
I just
an
want to
idea.
appreciate it. And
I just
enjoy
want.
it.
I just want to be on it.
Sure.
I just want to enjoy it and not worry about how the mechanics of it. Excuse me. I was burping in the middle of a sentence.
That's totally fine.
That's the thing about being in the same room when we record a podcast. Like most of my
You
podcasts,
can't hide it.
yeah, most of my podcasts I record just audio. I'm not in person
Right.
with Johnny or with Chuck or with even like with Bob Gurr. If I burp when I'm talking to Bob Gurr, he doesn't know.
Right.
But you're
and you'll
looking
edit
at
it out later.
Yeah, I'll edit it.
Right, but I'm
But
staring
you're looking at me, and now we're talking about it. Now
Right.
we're talking about my burps. Anyway,
Really interesting.
hey,
I'm
people,
sure.
listen. People like you on the show when
Thank you.
we start talking about burps. That's funny. All right, so yeah, you gotta get to Pandora.
Absolutely.
Have to ride Navi River Journey. Have to ride Flight of Passage.
Yeah,
have to get
I've
a
heard that
drink
one's so cool.
from Pongu Refreshments.
That is super hard to say, but I would
The
definitely get a
whole
drink from
land
there.
is hard to say,
Yeah, that's true.
and the cast members know the language. It's
What kind of drinks are there?
they have like frozen daiquiris and
Ooh,
margaritas
that
and
sounds
stuff. And then they have
delicious.
like a beer or
Right,
non-alcoholic stuff. It's a little drink stand, a little
right. That
snack
sounds really
stand.
fun.
But the canteen is where you get to like the
And then there's a really cool
crazy looking
store
food.
there, right, with all kinds of unique merchandise.
yeah. It's merchandise you can only find in that land.
I
None of
love
it.
that stuff.
None of it is Disney merchandise. There's no Mickey stuff in there. It's all Pandora related.
Right.
You can adopt the Banshee there. Which
Right,
is really
that's
cool.
a big thing. Everybody freaks out about that.
Yeah, they were sold out for a long time.
Right.
When that first opened, they upped the price since it first opened because it's so popular.
Right.
Makes sense. I mean, Disney's a
Sure.
business.
Well, can you explain the Banshee? Because I don't know that much about it.
Yeah. So you when you go in, they have like handlers or Banshee experts, they're cast members that know all about the Banshees. You have to bond with the Banshee. You can't just buy a Banshee.
Right, that's what it is. You have to like establish a relationship.
Yeah, you have to connect with it. Like in the
It's
movie,
like a hippogriff
what's a hippogriff?
from Harry Potter.
I don't know what that is.
Yes,
like a
you have to.
hippopotamus
Oh,
and a
remember,
grifter.
it's Buckbeak.
It's like a tricky hippopotamus. Don't give him your wallet. The hippogriff.
Oh, Harry Potter ends up flying him. Remember Buckbeak?
No.
You can't break eye contact. Anyway,
Was that the ride?
yeah, it's a ride.
At Universal?
Yes.
Yeah. The flight of the hippogriff.
Anyway, for all of you Harry Potter fans that are shaking your heads, I'm also shaking my head.
I'm not a Harry Potter guy. I've seen the movies.
But he's seen all the movies.
It's a long time ago.
It doesn't matter. Either way.
We've had
So
we've had
Banshee-
3 kids since those movies came out.
That's true.
My mind is gone with Harry Potter. It's filled up with Sesame Street and Disney Junior, man.
That's really true.
Anyway, sorry.
So a Banshee, so you have to establish a relationship.
Yeah.
and bond
So you
with
establish the relationship. You kind of get to know the Banshee a little bit.
it. Right.
The cast member teaches you how to operate it because it's not a live Banshee. But the story
Clearly.
is they're not like putting an animal in a cage with it.
It sounds like it.
But that's what the theme is. That's what
Right.
the story is that
That's the idea of it.
you can't just walk in and buy it. You bond with it. And if you want to buy one for someone else, you don't bond with it. They give you
Oh, you
directions
could do presents.
on how to bond.
That's fun.
They give you instructions on how that person that you're buying it for can bond with it when you give it to them.
Oh, that's a really cool
Because you
idea
can't
then.
bond with 2.
No, right.
He can't bond with 2 people. He can only bond with 1 people.
Plus,
He or she.
you can only bond with one people.
With 1 person, not 1 people. I was all into it. He can't bond with 1 people.
But also, you can't bond with him and then be like, all right, now I'm not your owner. Like,
No, you can't.
what's the
That's
Banshee gonna do?
horrible.
That's
To the-
not good. And it's not fair to the
Not
person that
good
you're
Banshee
giving it to.
practice.
Exactly.
Banshee abuse. Anyway, that's how it works.
That sounds really fun now.
So, all right. So, yeah.
A
Let's
little
move on.
intense, maybe, but-
Let's, yeah. You got to like hook it to the back of your brain. That's how
Anyway,
they
I
do it in
want
the
to
movie.
see Pandora.
You got to go see. And we just found out we'll be spending 2 nights. We're going on a Disney cruise in March. We're going to spend 2 nights
Yes,
in
I'm
Walt Disney
so
World
excited.
before our Disney cruise. So we'll go. We'll make sure
So
we
we'll
get.
definitely hit Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, we'll get fast passes.
Yes.
We'll go to Flight of Passage. We'll get there super early and do Navi Forever Journey first. Which, by the way, is the way to do it. Get fast passes to Flight of Passage, and then get to the park for now at least, at Park Open, and go straight to Navi River Journey. That is your best way to tackle that land right now.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
And then make sure you go to the land at night too, because it's amazing.
That's
at
what
night.
everybody says. It's incredible. I've
You
seen
get two different
pictures,
experiences
but
completely.
I feel like you can't really. It
No.
doesn't do it justice.
With the illuminated walkways and the plants. And
That sounds amazing.
everything's bioluminescent, and yeah, it's
Oh,
cool.
I'm so excited.
All right, so my next one, because we can talk about Avatar all day. So, and Pandora and all that stuff. My next one is one, it's not new. My next thing that I want to do in 2018, it's not new. It's been there forever, but not forever, technically, no. But I want to eat at Victoria and Albert's,
Oh my
I've
gosh!
never
right,
gotten
you've
to do
never
it.
done it.
right? I'm not going to get a comp meal. I'm not
No.
popular
Oh,
enough that
no.
Disney's going to comp
Oh,
me.
I think you're very popular.
Thank you. But Disney's not going to. Disney didn't invite me down for the Avatar, so they're not going to invite me down for this.
You can tell his feelings were a little hurt.
They were hurt. I tried and they said no.
I know. I'm sorry. I would have invited you if it was my.
They said there were a limited number of spots, but guess what? I got an annual pass holder preview anyway.
Bam
So take that.
in your face.
Take that, Disney executives who didn't let me come down on a press pass. Anyway,
Next time.
so I've never eaten at Victoria and Albert's, and I've heard from Johnny Shortsleeve and I've heard from you,
Me,
who you both have gone.
correct?
I think Johnny's gone a couple of times, and I've never eaten there, but I've just heard nothing but amazing
Yeah,
things.
it's nothing like anything else you've experienced, and it was so many years ago.
But I have to wear a jacket, right?
Yes.
Does like my members only jacket work?
I mean, technically the word jacket is in it, so
I just said members only because I was thinking of
you might want to check on it.
what's the show on Netflix with the kids and the 80s show?
Saved by the Bell?
No, the new show, the good show that's Stranger Things. The
good
kid,
show.
the guy Steve wears a member.
Sorry, Saved by the Bell. You're right.
Steve wears a members only jacket in the show. It's pretty funny. But yeah, I know you have to wear a jacket. You got to get a little dressed up. But apparently it's worth, like, you know me, I'm t-shirt, shorts, in
I
the
do.
parks.
I do. But no,
I
it
can
is
dress
really
up.
worth
I do a
it.
little. I can dress up or down like with the best of them.
Yeah,
if I
you
have
can do
to.
it. Oh, yeah, you look fantastic.
Right now, I'm in a very fancy hoodie and a pair of jeans. Very looking good. But I want to do that just for the experience of it.
That's exactly what it is. It's not a meal, it's an experience, but it really is.
They say
And
it's
there's
like
so many courses, and I mean, as I said, it's not that fair for me to talk about it because it was so many years ago. But when I went, I think they still do this. They had like a menu,
personalized
they
menus.
had a
Yeah.
personalized menu. Yep, they had it then. And I remember our server sat down at our table and was like, "Okay, what do you guys like? What don't you like?" And completely just picked out our food with us,
Yeah.
which I thought was amazing. And yeah, the food itself is incredible, but it's just the experience and the ambiance is just as amazing as the actual food that you're eating. And it's a well, for me, it was once in a lifetime.
Well, we'll do
but
it.
it's
We're not
really
because we're going to do
unique-
it. You and I'll do it.
It's really unique, and yeah, it is expensive, but it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, it's something that I think if you have the money, you should do it once. Like it's something that you should.
Exactly.
And if you really have the money, you should do it all the time.
But that's
'Cause it's
exactly
rank.
what we said. I remember my mom said that she was going to take myself and my sister, and she said, "We just have to do it. Like, we've heard so much about it, and it's super expensive. We saved up," and she was like, "We're just going to do it, even if it's just the one time." And we're so glad that we did. We talked about it for months.
Yeah, you
afterwards.
just. I mean, talk about it still to this day.
right?
Like,
I do.
like,
I do
so-
still talk about it.
I mean, that's going back 20 years ago.
Yep.
So yeah, it's something that I have to do this year before 2018 is up. I have to eat there. So you and I are going.
Absolutely.
Do they have cheeseburgers at Victoria and
I
Albert's?
don't think so.
I like cheeseburgers.
I mean, at this point, they might have added it to the menu.
All right, so
You
we'll
never
see.
know.
Because I know it's supposed to be really fancy. What's that stuff called? Foie gras?
Close enough.
Foie gras?
Yes,
Say it right.
that's right.
All right, I don't want that.
No.
Isn't that liver? Yeah, no thanks.
Can you tell how fancy? it
If
is?
that's not on the menu, I'm out. If that's on the menu, I'm out, I mean.
Well, you don't have to eat it.
Right, I'm not eating that.
No, I don't think you are.
So Victoria and Albert, I'm coming, but don't serve that night I get there. All right, you're up.
Okay. So for my third resolution. Oh, this is a fun one. You're going to love this one. So
You've done great so far. I like every one you picked.
Very kind.
Don't ruin it with this one.
No, I'm not. I'm really confident with this one. You're going to like this. So this is actually something that we very recently discovered as a family, and we've just been telling everyone about it since we discovered it, which is my resolution is to eat upstairs in every restaurant that has an upstairs.
Love that pick.
Right? I told you
Yes.
he was going to love it.
Yep.
I know. So I'll just use, I know that sounds weird, so I'm just going to use the examples that we've actually done so I can explain what I mean. So, for example, we had never been to Pizza Rizzo, or I had never been there. You had.
I didn't eat there. I just walked through there before.
So Pizza Rizzo is in Studios.
Hollywood Studios, right?
Okay, I just want to remember for a second. And it's awesome. It's a really great place. But so you go in, just like a normal any counter service place where you go and you order your pizza, and there's lots of tables downstairs. But there is also an upstairs area. So, guys, I'm telling you, head upstairs. So, first of all, not that many people know about it again, so they're usually not that crowded. And also, first of all,
we were there Thanksgiving week, and there was nobody else upstairs.
Nobody was there. It was like us and two other tables.
Right.
But talk about ambiance. I mean, there's like pictures on all the walls of every single Muppet that you could ever think of, which is really fun. There's music playing, and then remember, there's that crazy cool room.
There's like the wedding room.
Yeah, there's a wedding room, you guys.
Yeah, it's a wedding reception room.
Yes, and you go in, and you can dance. There's like all 80s music on.
And there's a dance floor.
Whose wedding is it?
It's one, I forget, it's a Muppet name.
Right.
And it says, like, there's something crossed out, like, that used to be there. Like,
right, it's really funny.
It's there's a lot of funny, like, punny Muppet humor up there.
There's so much. You guys have to just explore the whole room because you don't want to miss any of it. But yeah, literally, so you go and you can sit. The tables themselves are very cool. And remember the trash cans all have funny sayings on them. But so you go and you eat your food, and then when you aren't done, let's say, and other people in your party, whether it's adults or kids or whomever, can go in that room and you can dance and listen to music. I mean, it's just amazing. But yes, so that particular place, but then also Columbia Harbor House was the first place that I had been to the upstairs. Actually, thank you to Johnny Shortsleeves. Shout out. Because they were the ones that had us go up.
The Shortsleeve family.
The Shortsleeve family. And it is just a great, great place, a great way to eat your food. As I said, it's usually a little quieter, less crowded, and it's very easy to find tables. And it's just really fun. It's always a cool ambiance.
Yeah, and there's a couple other restaurants in Magic Kingdom that have upstairs. I think, what else has an upstairs there? Or am I crazy?
No, I think you're right, but I think those are the only two.
Have the upstairs?
I think so.
I always forget if it does or not. And there's a bunch of them. Electric Umbrella has an upstairs.
Yes. Oh, really?
Yeah, it's in the back.
I've never been there.
I know.
So that's perfect. That is where I'm going to go for my first resolution.
There you go. So yeah, that's a cool. That's a good idea. It sounds like Mario.
It's a spicy meat tamale.
As we offend every Italian listener.
Sorry,
ever.
guys.
But yeah, I like that idea a lot. And that's my favorite place to eat upstairs, the Columbia Harbor House, overlooking
that is my favorite.
The Haunted Mansion.
But now that we've discovered it, we're going to do it it really is. Because you guys know what I'm talking about. You go into a counter service restaurant and, you're excited to get your food. You have your big tray with all your food and all your drinks, and you're like, there are no tables. So if you just head up the steps, so often you can find one. Yeah. And it's just a really fun experience.
It is. And do online ordering. It's awesome.
Oh my gosh, online ordering. I forgot about it.
It's phenomenal.
Oh, it's the best thing. So you know what we're talking about, right? So there's there's Panera has it, and so many places, in your
There's
hometown.
a Panera in Walt Disney World?
No. But in your hometown, Salad Works. So you know how you could go online and order your food and then go to the restaurant and pick it up and not have to wait in line? Well, the same thing now is available in Walt Disney World.
Right. A lot of the counter service restaurants have it. You do it on the app on the
right.
What's it called? My Disney
Experience.
Is that what it's called? Yeah, My Disney Experience app. Because I always get that.
Not good.
I always get that confused with Disney's Magical Express.
No, yeah, it
MD and DME get confused. In my mind, I'll get it right when I'm booking a trip. In my mind, it confuses me.
He will. He'll get it right.
I have like a weird thing with the letters. Why are they the same letters? Anyway.
It is confusing.
But you book it, you book the meal basically with you book a fast food or something
Right.
on the app ahead of time. And then you have your whole meal. You can do it the day before. You can do it.
Oh, you can? I didn't realize that.
And then you say when you're going to be there.
Oh, that's really cool.
And then
So
when
if
you
you know what you
get
want
to
to
the
eat in advance?
restaurant, it knows you're on the GPS, and the pick up now button lights up. You hit pick
That's
up now,
incredible.
and then they get your food together, and you don't have to wait in line. You go straight to the pickup window. They will call a number out, your name out. They have it. It's paid for
That's
because you
amazing.
paid for it on the app. It's awesome.
Wow.
It's you. I mean, it's so great to do it. Let's say you're hungry. You get into Magic Kingdom. You're like, well, I'm starving, but we have a fast pass for
Right.
Haunted Mansion.
So you can order.
But I
right
want to eat
before
at
you
Columbia
do your
Harbor
fast
House.
pass.
Yeah. So while you're in line at Haunted Mansion, order your food. When you come out, just walk across the walkway to Harbor House and hit I'm here, and then go pick up your food. It's awesome.
That is amazing.
And it's you pay, it goes right back to your room
It's
charge.
so
It's
convenient.
really cool.
I only experienced it actually in Columbia Harbor House. We were sitting, which this was also really cool. We went up to our upstairs, of course, to our table, and there was a huge line.
Yeah, huge.
But we did really long.
It was out the door, actually.
It was definitely
out the door.
exactly. It was out.
That's
the
why we
door,
decided
right.
to use it. It was out the door. And I said, you know what? Let me just let's try the online ordering.
Right, mobile.
So instead
ordering, it's called,
of mobile ordering. So instead of waiting in that line, we just went upstairs and got a table.
right,
I
and then we
ordered from the table. And
You
then,
guys, it was 7 minutes. I'm not even kidding. Me,
It was so
probably
fast.
not even.
and we don't love getting tables before we have food because I feel like that takes away from somebody else's table.
I agree.
But to kind of fix that, our kids don't eat anything from the restaurant.
right, so we had
so
had
had their
much food
lunch
set up.
packed. So they sat down and ate while we were ordering. So
Right.
they were eating.
That's how we justify it.
Right.
But so I didn't realize that you could do it in advance. That's an even better way to
Yeah.
take advantage of that.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Oh, I did a great job with that one.
And for my next one, I'm going to, and you did do a great job, but
Thank you.
this is actually segues perfectly. So
I'm
good pick.
so glad.
So my next resolution in 2018 is to get our kids to eat more so we could book a dining plan.
Yes, I want to do a dining plan so much.
I want to do the dining plan. Really,
What a great resolution.
thank you.
You're welcome.
I want to do it because I want to have that convenience of not having to worry about buying
I've
stuff
always wanted to do a dining
in the
plan.
park.
Yes.
We haven't been able to do the dining plan since our kids have been born because our kids are the pickiest eaters on the planet.
Absolutely.
We try every night to get them to eat better. I mean, every night we will put something on their plate or we try to get them to try something or short of forcing them, literally putting the food in their mouth. I don't know what else we can do. We try to talk them in. We're trying to talk them into it. This year, my goal
We
is
try
to
it ourselves. We're like, look,
Yeah, look how-
we're eating it.
yeah,
We're
we look like
enjoying
a-
it.
couple of knuckleheads. They're like, they're 7 and 5 and they still don't eat. And we're like, they're like, do you have Kraft mac and cheese? No, well then we're not eating here.
And I'm not eating.
Like, listen, I try not to be the dad who lets the kid dictate what's going to happen. Right?
No. And
We are
and
not
in
like
any
that.
other, aspects, we don't.
We're not. I wouldn't say we're strict parents, but we don't put up with anything. We really don't.
No, we don't.
And people always tell us, well, your kids are so well behaved. Yeah, because we would leave if they weren't.
Right.
That's how they learned.
And we do. Yeah, we have.
If they're not good, we split. That's how Amy's getting a call from an unknown number. Don't answer it. But that's why our kids are good. That's why we get compliments because we don't let them dictate it.
That's exactly right.
But what else can you do with
No,
food?
with food, that's the one thing. And it was the same way for me when I was
You didn't eat anything.
young. I ate strawberries and rolls for 3 years of my life.
And I don't know
And
how.
my parents tried so
my
hard
parents, my brother was the same way. He
Yep.
never ate ever. He would eat salad.
for like 4
Like
years.
every
straight.
meal. Yeah, every meal he ate a salad.
Right.
We would go out to the nicest, fanciest restaurant and he would get salad. Or we would actually go back in the day to, who was the one with the salad bar, the restaurant? There's,
what would you say?
no, Roy Rogers, I think, had the
Roy
salad
Rogers, right.
bar. Not a
that's
restaurant,
all
a
he
fast
would
food place.
eat. That's
But
so
we would
much
go
fun.
there because they had the salad bar.
Right,
And that's what he would get. Like, you wouldn't get him to eat a burger or chicken nuggets or something.
right.
Burger or chicken nuggets for a kid. French fries. Nope. Salad.
Well, none of our kids eat that either.
I know. So my goal this year is to figure out, I got to read some books, get some literature. Listen, if you, the listener, if you have literature, if you're
Your
a
own personal
specialist,
tips?
if you listen, I know we have a wide variety of listeners, right? So if you are someone who has dealt with this,
Right, a dietitian.
yeah, if you can tell me how to get my kids to eat a wide variety of foods.
Please.
If you could teach me how to do it where it's not putting, holding my kid's mouth open and forcing them to eat something, which I'm close to doing. If you could show me, I would love, just send me a link, point me in the direction of a book. Anything.
We are open to any suggestions at all.
2018, I want to do a darn dining plan.
That would be so great.
I want my kids to eat a cheeseburger, kid.
I know. They're so good.
We
get so excited if they eat a French fry, which is so unhealthy.
A French fry is super unhealthy, but they don't eat it. They eat strawberries.
Right.
Like, what do you want for dinner tonight? Strawberries and yogurt. That's not a meal. And we'll cook. I'll cook chicken.
Right.
We're doing HelloFresh for a while. I'll cook stuff and we'll put it in front of them and they'll just sit there.
It's really
stare at it. Anyway, sorry to air our dirty laundry on the podcast, but that's what it is.
A big one. But that
I want to enjoy the dining plan.
Everyone loves the dining plan. People swear
I want to go and just and not have to worry about my meals. I want to go and not have to worry about bringing meals into the park.
No, it takes all of the stress and pressure away.
Yeah, I want to go in and just scan my band and be like, the kids want meals 1, 2, and 3. We want meals 4 and 5, and that's it.
Awesome.
That's what I want.
And you know what? You're right, too, because so often I'll go up, like, if we're in our, hotel or just in the park anywhere and I get snacks, and they always say, are you on the dining plan? And I always have to very sadly in a resigned tone say, no. But that
I'm paying for this.
Right. That seems so
I want to pay for it
convenient.
before we go.
I know. Just pay for it before you go, and then you don't have to think about it.
So everything else is paid for. Why can't that be?
I know.
It can be. Kids eat better. Okay. You're
That was a really good one. I really like that.
I do what I can.
And you actually did a great segue for me for my next one, which is also about kids. But it's also about kids. So that's why it's a great segue. So my resolution is to hit every KidCot station in Epcot.
Nice.
Right? So if you guys are not familiar with KidCot stations.
KidCot around the world, if you will.
KidCot around the world. I like that. It's a good one.
Thank you.
So if you guys are not familiar with KidCot
no
stations.
off button to the genius switch, Amy.
They are absolutely fabulous. So what happens is exactly what you were just saying. When you're going around the world in Epcot, every country, and I think I've talked about this before.
Yeah, we've talked about it.
But so every country
and if you haven't, I've talked about the KidCot stations a lot on this podcast.
Right.
Because
but it's worth it to say
it's something that people don't take advantage of enough.
That's exactly right. That's why I wanted to do it. And we don't take advantage of it enough. So I really, really do want to do all of them. So basically, there's stations in each country, right?
Right.
Where you go, and there's usually like little tables, and there's an activity for kids every single place, and it's usually like artsy, craftsy.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of color. The Duffy on the stick.
Yeah, color in the Duffies. But there's like you can make masks at one. There was like a puppet making one, I think.
Depends on the day and what cast member is running it.
Right, but that's so
sometimes
cool.
They have cast members that don't specialize in certain things.
I don't know about your kids, but all the kids I've ever seen, including my own, they'll do anything. If you give them a marker, they're so in for half an hour.
And it's really cool. Yeah, you're right. And it's really cool when a cast member will teach them to write their name in a different language.
Oh yes, that's a huge.
So if you go to Morocco, they'll do it in what's it called?
Moroccanese?
No, it's I'm sorry, forgive me. I feel bad. I don't remember. But our kids have written in or have tried to do it in that language where they. I know I
feel really bad because I don't know.
It's Arabic. In Arabic.
Arabic.
Jeez.
What is wrong with us?
I don't know why I couldn't remember Arabic. Jeez. But the cast member wrote their names in Arabic, and if you go to China, you can get the cast member will teach your kids to write their name in Chinese characters.
I'm so
really
glad
neat.
you remember that. Yes, we did that one time, and they were blown away.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So cool. Yes, so definitely, and I think I have definitely said this before. I remember saying it, but it's worth repeating. If you do enjoy adult beverages, you are more than welcome to bring your adult beverage to the KidCot station.
You have said this. We've had this exact conversation on the show.
But it is super important to recall that. No, seriously. So it's really fun for them. And they, I love Epcot for myself and for kids because of the culture and because of, the teaching aspect of it. And that's a huge part,
It is.
In those KidCot stations, you learn so much about their culture. And of course, it's a great opportunity to talk to the cast members who are from that particular area.
Which is always very cool.
Right.
The kids can
It's like one-on-one attention, You really get a good experience.
I was not coughing like this before we started, I guess.
We're talking,
Yeah. So yeah, no, it's very cool. And you take the time to talk to the cast members, find out where they're from. The kids can ask about their country, ask about their, the culture, the food.
Exactly.
And they're more than happy to sit and talk to you about
they
it.
will. Yeah, they take that's their job.
They take so much pride in where they're from and their culture, and it's really, really neat.
So it's really, please definitely do hit those.
And I understand why a lot of people don't do it, because you're there, you have a very limited amount of time.
Of course.
So
you don't have to hit all of them, but just do one.
Yeah, do a couple. Go to Mexico. Go to
the Mexico one is the one I'm thinking of. It was so cool.
Really neat. And now there's lots of cool little artifacts inside that Mexico pavilion right now.
Oh, that was so cool.
Yeah, there's all kinds of like
Day of the Dead stuff.
Yeah, they have the Day of the Dead stuff from Coco, and then they have I forget the names of them, but like the little like Mayan and different kinds of artifacts that they unearthed in Mexico.
I know.
They're actually there. It's like a little museum.
We spent a long time there, actually, just looking
around.
Yeah,
you don't realize that they have
it in. It's
Epcot
really
has
cool.
this stuff on loan from these different museums in Mexico.
That's amazing.
And they're actually just like pottery from like 900 or 1000 AD. It's crazy stuff.
It's really, really cool. Yeah.
So take the time. Absolutely do that. All right. My next one. And this is one you're gonna relate to, and you're not. You know what? You're gonna relate to it completely because you live with me.
I can't wait.
You live with me. My next resolution in 2018 is to run in a Run Disney event.
Oh, poor guy.
Because last year we were primed. I was primed to run.
We were ready to go.
I was primed to run in the Goofy Race and a Half Challenge. I've done it before. The half marathon followed by the marathon. What happened last year? Broke my rib.
You broke your rib, yep.
Broke my rib. On the front lawn playing with our son.
Playing with Jack, that's right.
Jack rolled at my ankles. I jumped to try to avoid him. He caught me with his arm, and it kicked my leg up.
Yes.
So then I landed elbow first into my rib cage on the ground, and the ground was cold because it was November, I think, when it happened.
Yes.
Broke my rib out of training
so
8 weeks.
Yes.
Couldn't run the races. When we actually got...
Yes, because it was the same day.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to get to that.
Sorry.
So we got to Walt Disney World. I was still planning on doing it, even though I wasn't in shape for it. And it was freezing. And then the half marathon was canceled.
That's what it was.
Because of the weather.
Because you said you were going to do the half marathon as a barometer to see if you could do the full.
Right. And I didn't do it.
You couldn't do it because it was canceled.
It got canceled. And then I still thought about doing the full, and then I couldn't do it. Then I just decided not to for safety and health reasons.
Right.
Then I signed up for the Star Wars half marathon last year.
Oh, yeah.
And we had to cancel that trip.
Right.
For family reasons. Okay. So that's like, this is out.
Not good luck.
I'm already out. This is out around $600-700 here. Alrighty. Then I had planned to do Dopey this year. The race, the Walt Disney World Marathon was yesterday. I planned to do Dopey this year. Had the room booked. Had my flight booked, and a year to the day.
To the day, you guys.
A year to the day in November, we were in Disney, our last day. I had been coughing my head off the entire trip. I didn't realize I had bronchitis, but I did.
Right. I kind of realized it.
Coughed super hard. For some reason, I kicked my leg up to try to make the kids laugh as I coughed. As I did it, Amy's laughing at me hysterically.
I can picture you doing it.
I was just trying to make him laugh because I was coughing so much. As I did it, coughed really hard, felt a pop in my rib cage.
Oh, man,
same
rib,
spot
right?
as last year. Broke my rib from coughing too hard. Went to the doctor. He confirmed it. Broken rib. On the shelf for 8 weeks. Couldn't.
Same 8 weeks.
Same exact 8 weeks.
It is really crazy.
Crazy. Same exact day. The worst part was I had to drive.
Yes, that was when
back from Florida for 2 days with a broken rib. While I was coughing, every cough, I almost cried in the car.
It was...
Oh, I will cough. I'll be like this. I'll do my best impression of it. Like this.
Exactly what he sounded like.
Yeah. I screamed. I'm sorry.
I always feel bad that I can't drive, but I really felt bad that.
It was bad. Anyway, so I didn't get to run in any Run Disney races.
Or laces.
Either one. I didn't get to lace my shoes for a Run Disney race.
That's true.
I'm a pro, man. I handle that stuff with grace. I didn't get to run in any Run Disney races for the last 2 years.
Yeah, that's one of your favorite things ever.
One of my favorite things ever is to get together. I have an online running group that I've become really good friends with a lot of people. I like meeting up with them. I like running with them. Well, actually, I'm lying. I like running by myself. I like hanging out with them before and after the race.
No offense, guys.
It's not a thing like that. It's
No, they get it.
I train by myself. I like to
Right.
run in the race by myself.
But you love the social aspect before
And after,
Sure,
absolutely.
of course.
I don't love running with other people because I feel like I'm slowing them down, and then it's just So people are fast, people are slow. You got to figure out a pace. It's hard. I'm a solitary trainer, solitary runner, pretty much. But if it's something that I'm not running for time, absolutely, I hang out with you the whole time. But if I'm running for and I want to get a decent
Right.
time, I train that long. I want to enjoy the race.
Absolutely. Plus, also, I think, you have your playlist set, you have your music.
You know me. I
But
have a playlist.
I get it. I think a lot of people feel that way.
I'm crazy enough that I set my playlist up that certain songs play at certain
No,
times.
I don't think that's crazy. I think a
on the
lot of people
course.
do that. Sure, I would do that too.
Like I'll take my headphones out when I'm running down Main Street USA because there's no reason to listen
You
to
just
music.
want to take that all in.
When I
and
make that
hear
turn onto Main Street
Sure.
and you hear the cowbells and the people
You
cheering,
don't want to miss that.
and you see the castle lit up in front of you because it's still
Oh,
kind of dark.
amazing.
It's incredible.
Sure.
The feeling you get running down Main Street USA. I've walked down Main Street a million times. Walked right down the middle of it, actually.
Did
Running.
you sing?
Do, 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 right down. All right. Nope, not going to sing this time. You should sing it. Can you sing it? No, you don't have to sing. Later, I'll get you to sing before the show's out. Anyway. But yeah, I've walked down the street a million times. Now I want to sing it. Walking right down the middle of Main Street, USA. All right. So anyway, running down is completely different. The reason the marathon is so much fun, the marathon,
Right.
and I love the other races. I love the 5K, 10K, and a half.
But something
The
special
marathon
about
is so
the
much fun
particular
because you run
marathon.
through all 4 parks, right?
Sure, that's amazing.
And you're going to be in the park that week. You're going to enjoy it. But there's something about running through with the cast members cheering you on and the guests are cheering you on and the signs and the screaming and your name is on your bib. So people who don't even know you
Right, or saying,
read
"Go,
your name
Phil,
and they'll be like,
great
let's
job,
go, Phil.
Phil."
Great job. You're doing a great
That's
job.
so amazing.
It's amazing. It's just an experience that I know I've had running episodes. I've had my friends on. I've had, runners on. It's just an amazing thing.
Absolutely.
So that's my goal.
That's a great resolution.
So what I did was this weekend, I hadn't planned on doing it, but because I missed marathon weekend, I signed up for the Star Wars Dark Side race
Right.
in April. April 21st, 22nd, I believe is the weekend. So I'll be running in the challenge.
That's going to be so fun.
So I'll be running the 10K and the half back to back. I can't wait.
I'm so excited for you.
I am putting myself in a bubble starting in
You have to.
right after the cruise. So when
Right.
we get back from the cruise in March, I'm going into the hyperbaric chamber.
Where is that built?
I'm going to have it built in the garage.
Oh, I see. Of course.
I'm going to build one.
Or
Listen,
you're
it's
going to
gonna,
build it yourself.
it's going to, yeah, I'm
Perfect.
fairly handy.
Very handy.
It's going to be pricey.
You're like Handy Manny. Oh, it's
Handy Manny. It's going to be a little pricey, the hyperbaric chamber, but like Terrell Owens, he played in the Super Bowl in 2004 because he broke his leg, and like 6 weeks later, he came back because he slept in that hyperbaric chamber. So that's what I'm going to be doing.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you're going to sleep in there too.
You're going to sleep in there.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you got to sleep in there. That's what you do.
This is news to me, you
You
guys.
sleep in it. So I'm going to
Okay,
build
fair
it,
enough.
and then it's going to be crude. I'm not that good with tools.
You're going to flesh out
Anyway,
completely.
so I'm signed up for those races, and I'm also signed up for the virtual
Okay.
Star Wars half marathon.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't tell you that one.
It's okay.
That I have to run between now and April 1st.
Okay, so it's just
March,
on your own
the last day of
time.
March. Yeah. So you have to
That's
run
a
the Star
fun
Wars
concept.
half. Yeah. Because they canceled the races out at Disneyland. So this is to make up for that canceled race.
Oh, wow. What a great idea.
It's like $60 or $65. It's not that expensive. But I signed up because I'm doing both. It's technically a coast to coast challenge.
Oh, fun.
So I will get the coast to coast medal,
Oh, nice.
which is the Kessel Run medal. You don't know what that is.
That sounds very fun. And he looks really excited, you guys. Really
It's from
excited.
Star Wars. It's a
Oh,
Han Solo reference.
I feel like, yes, I feel like you
You
should.
did the Kessel Run, and yeah, you don't. Anyway, so yeah, that's my resolution. Super excited about it. So I'm going to do it.
It's a great resolution.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts
Build
about
your
it.
chamber, because
Yes.
I think you're going to need it.
I'd be like,
But
I'm going
that
to Darth.
sounds awesome.
You remember in Star Wars with Darth Vader when he's in the chamber, it's like, and it opens up and he doesn't have his mask on, and the thing comes down, and that's what I'm going to
That's
look
what it's
like.
going to
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. We'll send pictures. We'll take lots of pictures.
I am your father.
Oh, no.
I'm doing that.
Oh, no.
A lot of that going on.
Like every morning when you wake up. here. For all of you wondering if this is as creepy as it sounds,
It was creepy
it's
in person.
creepier.
Yeah, because I had the face going. Anyway, all right.
Yeah, it was the face.
All right, go ahead. What's
All
your
right,
next
so
one?
I'm on my last one.
Oh, wow.
I know, what
Time
fast.
flies when you're having fun.
Oh, that is true. No, you're gonna love this one. It's really fun. So generally, my resolution is to spend a lot more time in and experience the new Disney Springs and all it has to offer.
Sweet.
Because I have not spent. I've barely spent any time there. And there's so much fun stuff. So once again, I've done a 3-part.
It's like a 3-pack.
Yeah, it's a little 3-pack for you guys. So
It's a trifecta.
it's a trifecta, if you will.
Trifecta of fun.
Trifecta
A
of
Disney trifecta of fun.
exciting new Disney Spring experience.
A Disney Springs exciting trifecta of fun.
You're really letting me take my turn here. Doing a great job. So, so first of all, I want to definitely eat at, I think it's called Chef Art Smith's Homecoming.
Yes. That should have been on my list.
I don't know how actually it wasn't. I'm
That's
shocked.
all I want to do.
Because I'll tell you guys, he talks about this, I would say at least 3 times a week.
Man, and I'm not even a huge foodie type guy. Like,
I don't know much about it. I just know how
apparently
every time someone
I
goes
can't
there.
believe I haven't been there yet.
I can't believe it either. But so it's the ambiance as well as the food, right? The people are excited.
Yeah, it's like a southern restaurant, basically, is what it's
Right.
looking at. Southern, like, home style southern cooking is what it's supposed to be.
People just rave.
And I've heard nothing but just people blowing up about this place.
Yeah, it's delicious.
And apparently the fried chicken is just the most amazing
Oh, I
thing.
do love fried chicken.
I do too.
Who
We
doesn't love
don't
it?
eat a lot of fried chicken, but we never get it, actually, ever.
But it's really delicious.
Unless we're in Disney.
That's really actually
Yeah,
exactly
only
right.
place we ever get it.
It's really true.
It is.
So now I feel like eating fried chicken. So yeah, so Art Smith's Homecoming in Disney Springs, I really want to go to. And another personal resolution for me is I really want to go with you to the boathouse in Disney
Yes.
Springs because you talk about it constantly.
Love the boathouse.
You have a lot of friends that really enjoy the boathouse too. I've heard
You talking
nothing
about
but-
that one guy that we know, the
I am talking
podcaster
about
guy?
the one guy.
That one podcaster guy, the other podcaster guy who's a friend of mine,
Yes.
he goes to the boathouse. He has his own chair at the boathouse.
He has his own chair.
It has his name
And
on
I've
it.
never even been to the restaurant.
He has his own chair at the restaurant. The man loves himself. No, he loves himself. That's true. I'm kidding, of course. He doesn't listen to the show. I don't worry about it. He
You can
loves
say what you want.
him some boathouse. He loves that place. He lives in that place.
Yeah, no, people just love it.
Ames, I have to tell you, it is, and if you're not a huge seafood person, you don't have to eat seafood. There's
That's what
a
I've
million
heard.
other things to get.
Although I do like some seafood.
But I love the service. That's what I didn't expect. I expected the food to be
that's
great.
like above and beyond, right?
Yeah, I expected the food to be great. I expected the outside part with the boats and the ambiance, the bar. I expected all that to be really cool. I didn't expect the awesome service. Like, I've been there twice. When I went to one time, I went with friends of ours, and this is the first time there. And I went, to the bathroom, and I came back, and my napkin was full.
Oh, that's right.
And I was like, "That's the first restaurant at Disney." And we've been to
that's
nice
super
restaurants
fancy,
there
right?
where they folded my napkin.
Like on the Disney.
I don't know why.
cruise,
Yeah,
they'll
they'll do that on the
Sure.
cruise, right? But where you
But-
feel like that stuff should go on. Like Disney cruise, you feel a little entitled. You're like, yeah,
You do. You're like,
you
I'm
should
on
fold
the
my
cruise.
napkin.
What do you mean you're not going to fold my napkin?
How much did I spend for this vacation? Fold my napkin for me, Jeeves.
Oh, what's in it?
But no, it's. I was surprised, and
Right.
what I did love about it
That
too,
is super above and beyond.
it was my server. Our server, the first one was awesome. I told her what I was going to get, and she recommended a beer pairing,
Oh, wow.
which I love, and you don't get a lot of that in
no,
Walt
you
Disney
don't.
World, where
And that's a great aspect. Yeah,
and they'll do the
that's
wine
awesome.
pairings as well. They'll do beer and wine pairings, and it's really, really cool. So, yeah, she told me exactly what kind of beer to get, and I got
did
it.
you?
Yeah, it was perfect.
Oh, wow. That is really fun.
Yeah, I got
Oh,
like
so
the
now I'm even
steak
more
and-
excited about
and
it.
there's a shrimp, like a dynamite shrimp appetizer that was unbelievable.
Wow,
that we got
sounds
there.
incredible.
And that seafood tower that
Oh, yes, you do talk
my
about
friend
the
gets, who
seafood tower.
posts it on Facebook and Twitter all the time.
You're so
Whenever it
jealous.
goes, I look and I'm like, you son of a gun. I want that seafood tower.
He didn't want to say
He's,
gun either.
he's not listening, but I'm going to make sure. If you know who I'm talking about, please tell him that I'm coming down to Walt Disney World in November. We'll probably be there in November too, but
Probably.
in March and April, I want that
One
tower.
of those times you're getting
Take
the tower.
me to the restaurant, dude, and let me get the tower. Okay.
Okay, and then my last part of my 3-pack for Disney Springs. So I'm not sure how to pronounce this place at all, but I believe it's called Amorette's Patisserie. Patisserie, but
Patisserie.
Amorette's.
It's French.
Yes, but is it Amorette's?
You have to roll the R, I think, because it's French.
Amorette's Patisserie.
You said it. Now,
I killed it.
every French-speaking person will be so proud of you.
So impressed. So first of all, the patisserie.
Do you roll
itself-
your R's in You don't do that in French.
That's correct.
I don't speak French.
That is clear. That has been made clear to us. Either way,
My experience with French is oui oui. That's all I know. Oh,
that's
that's just a noise. It's not
Either-
even a word.
I believe you're right. Either way, so the patisserie itself looks really great. Obviously, it looks like it has a lot of delicious food that you can get.
We've been there.
Oh yes, that's right. Oh,
You
it
don't
is
remember
really
being
cool. I
there? Yeah,
forgot.
we got chocolate chip cookies there.
Oh yeah, they were really good. But what's really cool about it, guys, is this is why it's a resolution of mine. There's a cake decorating experience.
Oh, I didn't know about this.
I know. How cool is
Our
that?
kids would flip their lids for that.
I know.
Is it for kids?
So,
Can you have kids there?
I think you can have kids.
Again, the research would have helped here.
I just
Do I have to
found
kill
it.
some? Do I have to kill some dead air while you're looking it up?
No, but I just found it, and basically,
Talk amongst
it's a
yourselves.
90.
A peanut is neither a pea nor a nut. Discuss.
You made me laugh, John. So it's a 90-minute class that
Okay,
you take, and I believe it said right now that you can decorate a Mickey cake,
that's awesome.
and
I'm
they
in.
teach you how to decorate it, and I believe you decorate it while they're teaching you.
I did not know that this was a thing.
This is like amazing, right?
Yeah, that's really cool.
If actually, I believe now that you said that, I do think that it's only adults.
Okay, so we're never getting to do it. Too bad it's on your resolution list because we're never going to get to do it.
I'll just go by myself with the phone. Oh, Chuck. Maybe I could go with Chuck. He loves cake.
Oh, great. I'm out.
He does love cake. But either
Your
way,
other
isn't that
husband.
so exciting? Isn't that so exciting, though?
Yes. No,
Yeah,
that sounds
so
really
you
cool.
get to go in and to this amazing patisserie and be,
Well done.
thank you, surrounded by all the delicious smelling baked goods. And then you get to make a Mickey cake.
That's cool. I'm definitely in for that. If we get a chance, we're going with in November. We're going to go with my whole family. Right?
Yes.
We'll put the guilt trip on. Get a babysitter
Just
night.
run in and make a cake. Really.
We'll do it. Oh, dude, that's what we'll do. We'll hit Victoria and
Does your
Albert's.
family listen to this?
No, they don't.
Derail our plans.
No,
We're going to hit Victoria and Alberts.
We'll go to
too?
Victoria and Albert's with the jacket,
Awesome. I'm
right?
in.
With my members only jacket. Then we'll Uber it over, we could bus it over.
Just bust
It over to Disney Springs and do the
You guys,
decorating.
this sounds really fun.
And then we'll swing by the boathouse for dessert.
Oh my gosh, perfect. Or maybe just a seafood tower.
Yes. So you know who will have to give up his chair. It will not say his name, and I'll be sitting in a chair that night.
So anyway, but that sounds really cool. And I'll be honest, I've taken other in the cruise, the Disney cruise.
Yeah.
You could take like food classes, and they are amazing. So I definitely think if you guys like cake at all, or Mickey, you should definitely go to that place and make a cake.
That
sounds
sounds
really
awesome.
cool.
Funny story about Amy on a cruise. I know I'm going to keep it as PG as possible, but this is before we had kids. We went on
I'm
a
very
cruise,
nervous about
and it wasn't a Disney cruise. I know, for shame. I know. But we were going to go parasailing. But
oh, this is okay.
the bad weather got canceled at parasailing. So I know.
I was
Amy,
so disappointed.
She was so scared to go
I
parasailing.
was so nervous.
It was windy weather, so we had to cancel our parasailing excursion. So we got back on the ship and we're like, well, what are we going to do? So we looked at the list and there was a wine tasting. And
But
I had never
you
done
have
a
to-
wine tasting
You have
before.
to say, before the parasailing, I was so nervous. And I said, can you drink alcohol before you parasail? And everyone said yes. So I got wine actually before.
Yeah,
the
like
parasailing.
11, 12 noon.
We'll say
You had a couple
glasses.
glasses.
Sure.
You had a couple glasses of wine.
I did. The guy felt bad for me. He gave me like 3
Yeah.
glasses.
She was like, I'm going parasailing, make it a double. So then when we got back, there was a wine tasting. This wasn't that much later. So we did the wine tasting. Now, we were very new to wine tasting.
That's correct.
We were young.
Yes.
This is going back probably
I was feeling
11, 12
relaxed.
years ago. So we were, in our 20s.
Right?
So we didn't know that you're not supposed to drink all the wine in the glass.
I thought that was the whole point. Taste the wine, right?
So you're supposed to take a little sip, swallow it, or some people spit it back into the glass, which
Yes,
is weird.
which is very strange.
Why would you spit it back into the glass?
Well, no, I think there's like a little spittoon.
They didn't have that at our table.
No, I didn't see
there
that.
was no spittoon.
That was,
You can't have a communal spittoon.
that's really true.
Wrong. So
Clearly, we are not the most classy
And-
wine drinkers.
no, we're not. And I had my pinky out while I'm drinking it. I'm not really a wine drinker, right? So I was taking a sip and I'd be done.
Right.
Amy enjoyed the wine a little much that day. So you were drinking the entire glass.
Sure. I thought you were supposed to.
The instructor had to stop the wine tasting several times to tell Amy to behave. Because she was speaking very loudly. And the wine, let's say the wine affected
so
you.
long about the wine.
Yes, well, they
And I
were
said, well,
very
can we
into the
drink it
wine.
now?
Yes. So that's a fun story about things. Now we don't do wine tastings because we have kids, but
Plus, we were a little bit kicked out of that one.
yeah, I think we were asked not to come back to the wine tasting after her experience. Okay. So let's go to my last one.
Yes.
Okay. So my last one. All right. So my last resolution is, and I don't know when we're going to get a chance to do this, probably not till November,
Okay.
but opening this summer of 2018.
He put quotes around this summer.
Because that's what Disney is saying the official opening date is. They're not giving us a hard opening.
I just wanted you guys to know. Go ahead.
Yeah, I did put quotes around it. Disney's not giving us the hard opening date just yet. Kind of like they did with Pandora. They were like, it's coming in, 2016.
Right.
Good luck.
Right, just figure it out.
Book a trip and hope that's when it's open. So people keep asking me, is Toy Story Land going to be open in the summer? My answer is yes. Technically, 2018, the summer of 2018, Toy Story Land will be open.
Right.
So
You can't say exactly what date.
exactly. My hunch is probably soft opening end of April, beginning of May,
Okay.
or early May. So yeah, so that's when I think it's going to open. I can't say for sure, of course.
Right.
So, but that's my last one, is that I want to experience Toy Story Land.
I'm so glad you said this. I forgot to put it. And obviously, being a huge Toy Story fan,
Yeah.
I'm so excited for that.
So are you upset that the entrance to Toy Story Midway Mania will not be the same entrance?
A little bit.
Yeah, it's not going to be the same spot. They moved it around the other
But
side of the
are you
building.
still going to be able to experience it?
Yes.
Then I'll be okay.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
No, I think that is such a great one. Perfect one to end with, too. I'm so excited. What a perfect resolution.
So there will be a couple of new rides. There'll be the Woody's lunchbox area
Oh, right. That looks
for
so
a little
fun.
counter service restaurant, which will
Right.
be cool. There's the Slinky Dog roller coaster,
Right. That looks awesome.
which is, from what I've heard, going to be closer to Thunder Mountain
Oh, it
than
is?
to.
Oh, I thought it was going to be
Barnstormer.
more like Barnstormer. I thought it was, cool.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a little more intense than Barnstormer. It's going to have a higher height restriction.
Oh, wow.
So it's not going to be a kiddie roller coaster. It's going to be a
That would
family
be
roller
so
coaster,
cool, so
but not a
cool.
kiddie one. So that'll be really cool. There's the Green Army Man parachute thing.
Oh, yeah, that looks fun.
Which I think is fun. And then there's the alien spinner kind of attraction. Basically, cookie cutter attractions they're putting in there. The big draw is the Slinky roller coaster, Slink Dog roller coaster, and the new counter service area.
Right.
Plus the rumored return of Mr. Potato Head in the queue.
Oh, I miss him so much.
So do I.
Right?
It's such a cool piece of technology.
Please make sure you explain it.
So what?
Just in case you guys missed him.
If
He's
you haven't
awesome.
been if you weren't on Toy Story Mania a few years ago, they used to
Which I
have
obviously was.
they used to have almost like a carnival barker. Well, it is a carnival barker.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Mr. Potato Head in the queue.
Right. But he
But-
could see you.
Yeah, so there is I'm not going to ruin the magic, but Mr. Potato Head can pick up on what you're wearing, what you look like, and
It's incredible.
he's got, I don't know how many, tons of phrases, and he can talk to you and interact with you
It's amazing.
while you're in the queue. And it's not just like,
Like, how fun is that? Seriously.
it's not just like, hey, buddy, how you doing? It's,
No, it's very specific to you. Like
He's like,
I
hey,
like
you in
your
a red shirt.
glasses. Yeah.
Or, like he would, and you'd be like, me, and he'll be like, yeah, I'm talking to you.
right,
Like,
exactly.
it's a really cool
It's
piece of
really
technology.
awesome.
He moves around. He
Yeah, that would
opens
be
and closes his
incredible
eyes,
for
his
the
mouth,
different-
his nose, all that stuff. His moves. So he's coming back. So that's a rumor. He's still out in Disneyland in California Adventure.
Right.
When we were out there, we saw him.
Yeah, that was fun.
Did we? I don't think we rode though,
I don't
because
think
we were
so.
trying to do all the Disneyland specific stuff when we were out there with the
I
kids.
think
Plus,
you're right. Yeah.
Again, the kids were sick and we missed a couple days.
That's a little rough.
When your child vomits on the floor before your flight, that's a problem. And then we were like, I don't think she was sick. I think it went down the wrong pipe. Nope.
Wishful thinking.
Poor people on the flight all got sick. We didn't know. I apologize if you rode a flight with us, or flew on a flight with us.
Yes.
In July to Disneyland. You may have gotten
We
sick.
are the reason that you are sick or we're sick. I am so sorry.
Anyway, so 2018, summer of 2018, Toy Story Land is coming. It was announced 2.5 years ago at D23 out in Anaheim. So I'm super excited for it.
It's going to be amazing.
And then, of
And
course,
it's definitely going to revitalize the park, which I still love the park. But
I've
needs-
argued with people for the last couple years that it's still a full day park.
I still feel like it is, definitely.
Are there now, with the loss of Movie Ride, it
that was a
became
rough
less
one.
of a full day park
I agree.
because there aren't many attractions in operation right now over there.
Right.
There are great shows, but again, the shows have been there for a while.
That's true. It's not
So-
new. They need some new blood.
They do. So like Voyage of the Little Mermaid's been there since
Forever, right?
1991.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Beauty and the Beast show on the soundstage or on the stage out on Sunset Boulevard has been there. Theater of the Stars
And
has
listen,
been there
we
for
just
20
saw
years.
it. It totally holds up.
It's still great.
It's still fantastic.
It's still a great show.
But I get what you're saying.
But it needs
something new.
needs to be in that park.
Right. Something like Moana.
In that spot, I would love a Moana show.
Right?
That would be
Wouldn't
awesome.
that be perfect?
Or a Rapunzel, a Tangled show.
Oh, a Tangled show would be
The
fantastic.
Tangled musical came to the cruise. It should
Right.
be coming to Walt Disney World.
It's really true.
They need it.
Yes.
That park needs. I'm assuming once Toy Story Land opens and a lot of the crowd is being stuck there.
They're definitely going to have
Some
to
other.
revamp.
Actually, they'll probably have to wait till Star Wars Land opens,
Yeah, that's true.
and then they'll be able to change out the other shows.
But I think they're definitely going to because they're.
Yeah,
It's time.
I hope like Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular. I hope it stays.
I love Indiana Jones.
If they were going to change it, I would hope they would just update it.
Yeah,
to
they can
new
update it.
Indiana Jones stunt shows.
Right, but not change it completely.
Yeah, I would hope. I love Indiana Jones. I love that it has a place in a park. I don't want it. That's why I love Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar in
Right.
Disney Springs, which we didn't even talk about
Oh, right. I should
when you
have
brought
put
up
that
Disney
in there.
Springs. That's
I'm sorry.
a great. It's another great one.
Well, I haven't been there, but I'll put it on my list.
Jeez, you haven't been there. God, we have a busy day when my parents are babysitting the kids.
Oh,
We're
no, we
gonna
got to add that one.
Gotta add that. Well, we can do that before we get to the cake making.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We have a lot because it's right there.
Right. We'll
It's
just
like
have a
right
drink
in
or
the
two.
area. Yeah.
Our cakes will come out perfect.
After a couple of short round drinks over at Jock Lindsay's. All right, Wayne,
Listen,
this was awesome. These are always really so much fun to record with you because we just
I
kind of
had
laugh
so much fun too. Thank
the
you.
whole time. So thank you for doing it. I know, and I told you today, and you didn't believe it, but you were devoted fans.
I'm very. Thank you. Thank
There
you
are-
so much, you guys. I
There are
appreciate it.
listeners that ask for you constantly.
Well, I really appreciate it, and I do love doing them. So I will continue to do the podcast, and thank you guys so much for your support.
Yeah, she's a nice lady. She's nice, she's fun, and she's funny, and that's why I married her. 10 years, what, 3 days ago, we celebrated our 10-year anniversary. So, happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
10 years is crazy. And again, I know it's not like 40 years, but 10 years is a long time.
That's a long time.
I mean, I'm
It's an accomplishment.
high five.
And we high fived again, guys.
Purell, get the
We're
Purell.
gonna get sick.
Thanks again, Ames.
Thank you.
And that is going to do it for this week's episode of the Ear to There Disney Podcast. Thank you again so much to my wife, the one, the only, Amy Liz. That's just my name for her. Amy Gramlich. Thank you for coming on. It's always so much fun to have Ames on. She's funny. I think it really comes off that we kind of just joke around and laugh and have fun. And I really love it when she comes on the show. Thank you again at the beginning of the show to Chuck and to Bob Gurr, of course. And thank you for listening. Each and every week, I'm blown away by the number of people that listen and the number of people I hear from. I'm glad you're enjoying the show. I sure am enjoying the heck out of putting it out there every week. So thank you. It means so much to me that you give up time each and every week to hear me ramble on about my favorite place. And I hope this show just brings a smile to your face and you enjoy it. And I just hope it acts as something to kind of preoccupy you, or if you're going through like a bad day, takes your mind off it. That's really what I hope for. So again, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for taking the time. It means a lot to me. And if you did enjoy the show, if you do enjoy listening each and every week, just please tell someone about it. You can tell them in person. You can share this on all kinds of social media. You can send them my email at phil@eartotheretravel.com and just tell them to say hello, whatever. I just want more people to hear the show. So if you do enjoy it, just tell somebody about it. I'd really appreciate it, and thank you so much in advance for that. All right, just remember, there will be a new episode of the Ear to There Disney podcast each and every Monday morning or afternoon, like this week when I didn't get around to it because of the holidays. And there will be a new episode of the Ear to There podcast, Walt Disney World Word of the Week, each and every Wednesday morning. So until next time, thank you again so much for listening. Have an amazing week. I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.